So, continuing where I left off, mostly just grinding random stuff in an attempt to make tech progress, but having to worry less about these guys because now I have because I don't have to worry about them as much now that I have drones dealing with a lot of this stuff. But I don't remember what I left off doing because it's been a little longer than I was originally planning. I wasn't even planning on playing this today, but I didn't have time Wednesday, so I felt it was probably best to pick it up again today instead of waiting until Monday. But things I want to consider: if I lay out stuff better, I could get drones and have it fully automated. Like if I put a drone here and had fruit, it would automate it all, I think. And then veggies in the other area might be better, but that's a later issue. Because before that I need to get prickle pears anyway, so not really much I can really do. But since I've gotten into it already and I remember what I was doing, today I was thinking of talking about... Okay, so this is actually keeping up now that I've culled a few of them, which is nice. But what I was thinking about doing today... Oh yeah, and I need to move the puddle because the puddle doesn't work well with the current ones. But what I was thinking of doing, talking about today... Why do I have a lot more money than I thought I did? So these are still counting? Yeah, good. So what I was thinking about talking about today was I was checking a novel. Actually, this might be faster to get where I'm going. I was checking a light novel that I'd read the first couple of. Shoot them. Well, that's pretty funny. Googly eyes. But I was checking a novel that I read the first 2 volumes of a few months ago. Well, I read the first volume several months ago, and then the second volume was released a few months ago, and then whatever. I've kept up mostly to it. Which is, what, Free Fantasy Online? Not very... It's not the most unique story. It's just fun enough that it's fun to read. But what I intend to talk about is the subgenre that it belongs to, which is just sort of the VR game stories, but centered on players who are not focused on the meta, except I think pretty much every single one of these has it be like, oh, they're not focused on the meta, but by not focusing on the meta, they discovered this thing that's objectively the strongest thing in the game, and it's like, most of them it's like, that defeats the entire purpose, that defeats the sentiment of the story. What is that glowy thing? It's just a light. Green Echo. Huh? No idea what that is. Maybe this says something. Glass doors... No, it doesn't say anything. But, yeah, this, like... They're not focusing on the meta skills, but then it's almost always the case that, oh, these non-meta decisions make them stronger in most ways compared to other people, and it's like kind of lame. The one I'm talking about is kind of a little different, because it's not actually the character avoiding meta skills, it's just them going for something that's slightly different, but not especially, which is like, okay, that's fine. But there's one that I read like fan translation of at least 3 or 4 years ago. It's like only skill. Only like so it was a story about, oh hey, just play how you want and whatever. It wasn't memorable. It didn't help that the translation was kind of slow. But it only life? I can't remember. It was not a memorable name, but it had this exact premise. And Only Sense. Only Sense Online. That's what it was called. It was fun enough, but like at this point it is the same premise. Nothing especially like all of these types of stories follow the same basic idea of, oh hey, we go for the non. Oh. Nope, it hasn't changed. Like, oh, the characters go for the non-meta builds and then they're the strongest, da 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 da. But not actually the strongest, but like, it just emphasizes, oh, here's this non-meta build, but then it instantly becomes super viable, which like, it's a video game message, like, oh, don't just focus on the meta, but like, who cares? That's not that important. That's not an interesting enough premise to build a story on, but it's a subgenre that's very samey on that level, but I think one part that I find interesting about all of the ones that I've seen of these, the author does do a good job of justifying why the entire story takes place in a video game, because most of the time, at least in the 3 that I know of, it's basically, yeah, each of these people, they're teenagers and their family's pretty well off. Like, they don't try to spin it as, like some stories of the VR whatever type, oh, perfect, try to spin it as, oh, they're great and they make a lot of money doing this, but like that's not, oh, I wonder if this triggers this, but that's not a good like bet to make. So it's fun that this, at least the most recent one that I'm reading, the 3rd book of, it's like, yep, no, their family's rich, so they can spend all their time playing video games and not worrying too much about other stuff, though they worry about school and whatever. They do well in school because otherwise their parents wouldn't let them. But, oh shoot, there's a teleporter back, isn't there? Ooh, I actually want to get there. But the fact that it just has, hey, family rich, as a justification for why they're able to spend so much time doing this is great. They don't like spin it as, although they do spin it of the main character and their friends are all objectively the prettiest people in the world, which is lame as always, but at least it doesn't, I might as well, at least it doesn't, it has a good enough reason in my opinion for like them not worrying about money instead of them instantly becoming uber successful at live streaming or, I don't know, selling in-game stuff for real money, which is generally like not allowed, at least in Western RPGs, though I don't know if in like Korea, which is where that type of premise, I've seen the stories that have that type of premise might be totally acceptable in Korea, I don't know. What am I doing? I'm over here to check something. Why do they have phase lemons? I guess I had the spare phase lemons and I shot them in there, but they don't eat them because it's Tabby and Crystal, and Crystals eat vegetables and Tabby eat meat. Well, I haven't checked up on my pink slimes that should be fully automated. Like, they should be totally relaxing in the lab area, but I have to make sure they're fine. Okay, yeah, this is growing, this is growing. They have their plorts. They have their beets building up. One of these guys is hungry. A bunch of these guys are hungry. Just keep them fed. Because, I mean, they're my primary engine for producing pink plorts, because... Hey, this changed color. This wasn't red before. Pink plorts in there. So there's 3 types that I haven't found. One of them's, or 4 or 5 types that I haven't found. Yeah. Indigonium is one of these. I don't know where to get it. So we need more. I mean, these beets are going as fast as they can, right? They should eventually stabilize, I think. Oh, but I have to feed these guys is why. I have to keep these full of water. Okay, where's the other one? It looks hungry. Oh wait, no, this is the one transferring food, but it has no food to grab. Okay, that's good. Why does it look hungry, though? Like, am I missing something? Oh no, it's, maybe... It looks hungry. I don't know. It's interesting, though. But... So, I almost have enough for the next tier of treasure collection. I should probably just move these guys. Yeah, let's just move them. Okay, 4 puddle slimes, that's all I need, because that's all that I have. Demolish that. Do I have drones to spare? I do have 2 drones, perfect. So I can go build these over in... but I want a storage... that thing. What is it called? Resource depot point? I don't remember what they're actually called. I need one of the points that lets me deposit into here from a different zone. Because otherwise... Refinery link. Perfect. So then I'll just have an eternal supply of puddle plorts and eventually the magma, lava, whatever plorts. These guys will go... I was thinking... Down here has enough space. It has 4, I think. Which will be 2 puddles and 2 of the lava ones. Oh, 25,000? I might have needed 24, but I'm good. 25, perfect. So now I have that fully upgraded, so I can unlock all of the treasure pods now. I do need to get... Yes, I think I'll focus on getting these guys fully secured for now. Drones and stuff, so I don't have to worry about them. And then having, I guess, fruits in here, vegetables in the dark, and I mean, I'll think about stuff there later. Though I have too many... No, if I get rid of the... If I... So they... Food, slime, food, slime, food, slime. These are both foods for in... One of these is food for in here, the other is food there. This plot needs to be swapped for this plot. And then I can put these guys over here. And then I'll have the 2 veggie variants in here with 1 extra plot. 2 plots for the odd onions with the slimes that goes with. And the trees and them. Perfect. It's splits up very well. So we'll have to get all of these guys moved. Which makes me regret increasing the number of slimes I have in my dervish slime enclosure, but it'll just take a little bit, it won't be too bad. Oh yeah. I could even put these on free roam. Oh, I used all my money. I wonder if these guys will be fine here. Let's hope they are. Because I don't want to carry them around, and if they disappear I can go get more. Yeah. Though, like, I guess it's casual VR MMO. Light novels and web novels is what they would probably fall under as a category. Like, they're certainly not the greatest stories in the world, but they're at least somewhat interesting. But yeah, the common plot lines that are like maintained throughout all the ones that I've seen are fairly... It's a very wish fulfillment-y thing, where it's like, oh these super off-meta builds are objectively better than the hyper-meta ones, sometimes is what they do. And it's like, that's not very interesting. They don't do it in quite that way because it still emphasizes that it doesn't really matter because it is just a video game. Okay, plorts should never be going out. Getting rid of one of these guys because I keep getting too many. Any plorts exiting their area is too many plorts exiting their area. Okay. I was going to start moving people. So I need to plant these in the cave. So that I can feed... No. Wait. The Q-berries don't get planted in the cave. What needs to be planted in the caves is... those ones over there. The... oh, what are they called? Oka Oka. The Oka Oka need to be planted in the caves. This is suboptimal layout. What I need to do is... so this prickle pear is feeding this guy. I guess this will feed the tabbies that I'm going to move here. So I need to get a boom plort location and move them all into that. I guess I'll put the boom slimes in here. I don't have enough money, I think. Hey, I have just enough. For now, I'm going to keep these guys fed and happy. I'm going to have to move them shortly, but I'm moving the boom rad slimes first. But I also need to get an Oka Oka plot over here, but I shouldn't need it that quickly because I have plenty of backup. So I have to swap the feeding slime... oh. I have to swap the feeding slime over to something else. Actually, what I should consider is to wait. I already built the corral and it's not cheap, so I'm going to leave it. I was going to think about putting the corral at the top and all the all the odd onions along the bottom, but I think it's in my best interest to just plan for this. Go. Okay, I keep getting stuck there. Yeah. I'm going to put another odd onion here. Probably gonna want to move this guy, though. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to go all the way over there, but maybe he will be. If he can, then that will be fine. But my current assumption is that it will be an issue. Grab some spare food. Okay. Am I gonna get stuck again? Not quite. These guys move in here. It's a nice relax. Oh, there should never be tar slimes. And there go all my dervish slimes. Well, I mean, that's gonna make my job easier. Oh, not all of them are dead. Did they jump out? What did they... Like, what? Ugh, I have no idea what caused it. But it's only started since the dervish slime showed up. So I think it's the dervish slime's fault, somehow. I guess I'm just gonna leave like 4 dervish slimes and that's it. I'm not gonna have more than 4. Cause I don't know what they're doing, but they're the only ones that have led to... Okay, what am I stuck on? What am I stuck on? What am I stuck on? Because only the dervish slimes have had any... Like, since the dervish slimes are there, that's the only time I've had any issues with regards to tar slimes in this area. It was their fault somehow. I don't know how, but it is. I grabbed the Oka Okas to put in the boom slime area. Like, the boom slimes have been launching stuff around, but when it was tabby slimes, tabby pink slimes there was never an issue. So I don't... Maybe dervish slimes, somehow their tornadoes pull plorts into their corral? Also, I recognize that I really should go gather the stuff on the other end of the teleporter. Like, what am I getting stuck on? Like, what is this broken game? I need to put food in there. They should not have carrots. They should have Oka Oka. Oh yeah, this is gonna be an odd onion farm, so I need to get odd onions for them. Just to save a little bit of time. It might be risky, but it'll save a tiny bit of time. Yeah, that's fine, and the other guy's still here. Nice and safe. I'm surprised there aren't mushroom foods. There's only, like, normal veggies and fruits. No mushrooms. Okay, gotta get the Oka Oka. Well, not Oka Oka. That's exactly not Oka Oka. I need to make sure I clear out the corral before I start moving them. I don't really need to remove the Oka Oka, but it would just sit here doing nothing if I didn't, so... one waste. One that I can't carry. Let's give this to these guys. Oka Oka. Just don't want to waste it. Okay, that's empty. They should be good to move now. So they should be safe. Then I'll move all of them over. Get an Oka Oka point started where they are now. And hope that it's in range of the drones. Like, hope that the drones can travel across the entire zone without issue to transfer food. Then I can go... So I'll swap Phosphor Hunter Largo. Okay, like, come on. I need is to get their food in there. Remove crops. Switch this to fruits. From gardens to auto feeders. But I need to make sure they have the right fruits, because otherwise it will be an issue. Let's just grab some of these while I go, so I can hopefully get that into the auto feeder and not have to worry. I have to jump. Okay, they haven't put the wrong thing in yet, which is good. Let's hope that these guys don't go crazy. This should manage itself better. So this is going to be a destroyed corral replaced with a garden for Oka Oka. Frustrating. I don't know why it needs to be so shallow that you have to like jump to hop around here. I like how friendly these guys look. They're nice. Look at that friendly face, despite the sharp teeth. It might be a little slightly challenging to make sure I clear out all the hunter slimes, huh? They're invisible. Sometimes. But I mean, they're also pretty visible when they're invisible. I'm not actually sure if that guy went in or not properly, so I'm gonna have to check that. Okay, these are the last two it looks like. This is also a bad idea because having these guys loose is probably a bigger issue than the boom slimes. Because the boom slimes... Yep, I figured this guy wasn't in. The boom slimes are fairly lazy. Hunter slimes move around a bunch. Boom slimes is funny because it makes me think of, what, the boomslang snake? Which is like a venomous snake that causes skin to rot around the bite. And it's not nice. Okay. Torch to deliver. And then Q berries to grab. I'm not gonna be able to carry them all. Actually, let's leave the rest and just see what happens if I let it tear it apart. I think I want to swap where I'm farming the Q berries though to the new place. So does it give me... It doesn't. It does destroy the Q berries. Not Q. Yeah, the Q berries. Ugh, not enough. But Oka Oka, in I go. Okay. Okay, so now that's growing. These guys are happy. They should have enough odd onions, hopefully, because they seem to be getting fed just fine. This area should be set. This area I want to move where stuff is. I don't want the Q berries here. I want the Q berries right over here. And I need to switch that. Okay, no, this one's already empty. I don't want the odd onions here anymore. I need the prickly pears, or prickle pears, I think is what they're actually called, not prickly pears. Anyway, these guys don't need that much food because there's only going to be 4 of them, but that should work fine. So those 2 are growing, so I can get rid of these now. Remove the crops. And this one... Yeah, let's turn this one into the corral. I'm not going to put anything in there for a while because that's a little bit too low to be safe, but... I need money to do that, and it will be a little bit. Just overfeed these guys. I wish I could do something with these carrots, but they're useless. So these guys keeping everyone happy. I mean, yeah, they are harvesting from here, which means they should harvest there and all that, so that should be fine. So this area should be set up. This area should be set up. I just need to check if it's properly getting the mint mangoes or not. If it's getting the mint mangoes just fine, which I think it is, then that's good. And I just need to move my phase slimes over. The issue with the phase slimes is they seem to be getting out more often than other ones have. But it's also hard to tell if they've gotten out or not. So I'm a little bit worried about moving them over there. And it might even be in my best interest to just leave them on their own over here. And just put, like, prepare for maybe a second fruit-based set of slimes. But I think for now, I'll try and plan to put phase lemon guys here. These guys are gonna... I'm just gonna go grab 2 new pink slimes to replace a few of them. I'm glad they're dervish pink slimes, so they're really easy to replace. Because if they were like dervish quantum, they would be so much more difficult to replace if they killed themselves by contracting tar. Okay, do I have any? Oh, I have enough. Good. 1, 2, 2. They should be healthy, is my hope. Any more tar slimes will be an issue. And I still need to figure out the price of water cannons. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I kind of want to keep these guys totally separate from everyone else. Because they are far more troublesome. The dervishes are also pretty troublesome. Maybe I could put the dervishes like there. Like the slimes here, their food here. So that they're far enough apart to be less likely to create tar slimes. That might be a good plan. What is this, the plort market looking like? Yeah, it's not great. Most of the value of everything selling here has been going down because it's being sold in vast quantities. And it doesn't help that these guys are not currently working because they're out of water. Okay, so yeah, that guy's fine. Okay, time to check on the water thing, see if I can put it... See how it works. I don't know how it works. If you can put it anywhere and it just automatically has water, that would be pretty convenient. Okay, they're not doing a good job of splitting. Because these guys are starving while those guys are having excess. Which is kind of frustrating. So. Hydro turrets are deep brine. So much deep brine. Yeah, it says it only targets tar, so I don't think I actually want that. It doesn't seem that useful right now. Like, obviously it would help deal with those types of events, but I don't think it's the most pressing concern. But, just while I'm running around, anything else that I have read? Another chapter of the TRPG, still more of the same pretty much. Like nothing uber new, but I mean it's still fun to read. It's making some progress. Like it has established more lore within the world surrounding, I don't know, like space magic. Which, like it's establishing the systems of the world more strongly is something that I'm in favor of in these types of stories, where when the system of the world is a central, like, plot point, not plot point, but like it's central to the story. Like the fact that, oh, magic works certain ways is what pushes the story in various directions. Like, it did an interesting element of, like, to simplify space magic. Instead of pulling from anywhere in space, pulling from a specific enchanted box is an interesting premise. It's not super duper unique, but it's like, this box that is anywhere in the world has been marked with specific runes, allowing for an easier connection, which, like, it's kind of fun. It's like, it's sort of a spin on, like, I think I view it as sort of a spin on the, like, portable, oh, what are they called? I need to build these in a different biome already, because all I'm getting here is primordial oil and spiral steam. And, like, lava dust? No, lava dust was the drill, right? But I need to build more of these elsewhere, because all I'm getting is oil in this biome, pretty much. One more. But yeah, it's sort of a relatively interesting, I think, spin on the usual RPG storage of, like, a bag of holding. Like, instead of a bag of holding that can hold an incredible amount and has to be carried around, they can, it's sort of the same as, like, accessing a pocket dimension, but the pocket dimension isn't actually in a pocket like a separate reality. Is within the same, it's still within the same reality, just far away. That's kind of neat. It's not super important. All it really seems to be, like, the intention for it, story-wise, is just to justify the character not carrying, like, a metric ton of gear with him everywhere. It's like, it makes the story easier, and it's sort of the same incentive of why apparently a lot of DMs in, like, D&D games are like, hey, even though it's a rare item, you get a bag of holding early, because it just makes it, if they don't if they want to maintain the rules surrounding carrying items, but they don't really care that much, all they need is, oh yeah, just make handy haversacks or bags of holding more, like, common and easy to find, thereby negating the potential struggles of inventory management. Okay, I need more pumps. Okay. There should be a tier higher for pumps, I think. Oh, these are 9k each, that's not cheap. But I got what I needed to go back out, but I can't teleport. I'm gonna have to go from here to this area, or do I have a good teleport? The teleport over here gets me over here. The teleport in the caves gets me to a decent position for a different biome. So I think that's where I'll go. Let's hope it gets what I need. I know some of what I need is available in the biome, like the spawn biome. I wonder if this counts as part of the, like, biome that I'm thinking of. It's over here, right? Yes. This is here, which will have, let's put drills first. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. That was a pump instead of a drill. Did I still have a drill over there? I do. Eh, the desync kind of bugs me. Do Do I need one more? Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that was all I could put, right? I guess that's probably good enough. If it's not, then oh well. I can deal with that later. That's gonna get me... I mean, if this gets me Indigonium, that would be lovely. I'm pretty sure there's a connection point here that I should look for. Like a door that I haven't unlocked. Which I should be collecting prickly pears to get the dervish slime. The Gordo dervish slime completed. Which will allow me to get, I think, another key, probably. Okay. These guys are producing a lot, which is nice. Let's make sure they stay fed without me interfering. These guys are currently going hungry because this is not being filled, but it's being filled right now. Perfect. And these guys are fine. That's not lying there. That is full. Wonderful. So this area is fully managed. It's apparently an achievement for being away for 24 hours, so I'm just going to try to do that because it seems funny. And I don't really need to stick around anymore once I move these quantum slimes over. Or once I add more, or if I put drones in this area. But I'm thinking of moving these guys over, just have them all in one area. But I should really make the puddle over here before I forget. Yeah, they're doing fine. That's nice. But since I can't have them... Like, they can't be both... Well, actually, technically I could have 4 pawns here, and then have a drone that collects from... Nope. I could have a drone that collects from... Oh, I could have it collect specifically puddle plorts. But, yeah, it's either pawns or free range. You can't do both on a single one. Let's click plorts from pawns to refinery link. Shoot. Where do I want to put the refinery link? Let's put it over here. So that's gonna go there. And then these will be the lava magma incinerator ones. They will collect plorts from incinerators and send it to the refinery. Oh, random piece of jellystone. Interesting. What's this one? Yeah, it's just musings. Which one I wanted to check. You know what? I give up on trying to find these slimes. Incinerator is used for fire slimes. Fire slimes are in the glass desert during solar anomalies. Ah, except they do need food. They can't just survive. Ash trough, which is the incinerator. It looks like you have to feed them. Yeah, so you have to keep the incinerator, you can burn stuff that makes it an ash trough that's then fed by... I don't know. If it requires feeding, then I'll have to put them in a different area. Because I'll need to have... I guess I could put them here, which isn't ideal, but... If it needs regular feeding, then it will be an issue. But that's going to be a later issue. I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I am worrying about is putting these puddle slimes in my inventory into their puddle. And then going to find 4 more eventually. Oh, look at the smiley face. Oop, that guy's not in a great... Ooh, that's not a good place. Okay, right here. Well, I like the smiley face. That's nice. Make sure I'm nice and there and give him a ducky. Here is your ducky. Do they actually play with it? They do! Or they seem to. That's pretty cute. Where does this go? This goes all the way up there. So, what I really don't like these guys. I'm really worried moving them somewhere else where it's harder to track where they are. Ooh, it's got plus 1182 from these being delivered. Let's just put these in here. Now puddle plorts should be funneling in. Actually, let's check on pink plorts. Are they... Pink plorts are currently at 46. If I run over here, there should have been pink plorts produced. Will there be a sudden increase just by walking into the area and refreshing the stuff? Because 66. Kind of don't like having... I know it's lazy. I kind of don't like having to water these guys. I mean, it's just sort of... I have to run through each area to water them regularly. It's still much easier than managing all this without them, but it's still a pain. These have presumably grown just fine. I hope these guys are getting food. Yeah, they have plenty of food. That's good. Okay. So, I just need to upgrade this. High walls, music box, airnet, collector. Auto feeder needs more money. What can I get? How can I get more money? If I pull all this in, I think selling all these might get me enough. These would auto sell pretty quick anyway, but let's hope 16 and 10 is gonna be enough. Okay. If I'd waited, it would have been enough anyway, but these hunter plorts are still worth a lot, which is nice. But now I can fully upgrade this with the important parts. I might as well. I'm lazy. I don't want to have something that's unupgraded. So now I can start moving my quantum slimes over. And then after I water everything, I will go hunting for the fire slimes and then figure out how they work. Actually, haven't even been grabbing the plorts from these guys. I really should have been. I completely forgot. Which is actually a big reason why it's nice to have these drones, because plorts are more annoying than food. Because food, you don't have 100 items that you need to move. There's only 15, 30 at a time. Whereas plorts, you have 100 here, plus all the stuff built up inside. And you can only carry 50. But you don't want to go to 50 because then that leaves stuff lying around outside, and it's a pain. Next guy. Am I going to sell all these? Yeah. I'm not going to sell the pink plorts. I'm going to refinery them. because I need as much of the resources as possible. So I can't sell pink plorts at this point in the game, I think. Do need to... Ooh. Do need to give them their food, though. Okay, hide the pink plorts. Yeah. The pink plorts in the lab have not increased it at all, because 45 just brought it to 111 from 66. Which means that if I go over here, my assumption is it will tick up suddenly because I'm checking the area. Yeah. It seems like it only updates when you actually enter the area. 8 and 32, it seems to be balancing a little better. But not great. Okay. I'm still moving these guys, still collecting their plorts. Before I leave to go to the glass desert for a while. I also need to hunt for all the treasure pods that I've missed. I'm gonna remove crops. I'll probably grow crops there later. Because if I put the fire slimes here, I will need food to burn if they require ash actively being supplied. Though I don't know if drones can deliver food to incinerators. If so, if they can't, then it's kind of, I can't automate that food component if that food component exists. It might not be required. It might just be you need to put food in it once and you're good. But I don't know the mechanic. But I assume the Slimepedia will explain once I find a fire slime. It's weird that they put fire slimes earlier on the board than quantum slimes, despite the fact that you can't get fire slimes until after quantum slimes. Again, it's not even like it's directly above or below Puddle. It's beside Boom, but they're not similar. Weird. But okay. 2 more trips of plorts. So stop there. I just like even numbers, or well, symmetrical numbers. 15 and 15 instead of 15, 13. Moving slimes is such a pain. It is actually probably easier to sacrifice them all and pick up a bunch of new pink slimes and just feed them quantum plorts, but it's against the spirit of the game in my opinion, so I'm not going to do that this time. That is what I did with the tabby pink slimes. I just murdered them all. No, wait, those weren't being moved. Those were just being murdered because they were useless at that point. I also realized that I didn't bother with actually emptying out my plorts when I should have. I completely forgot. It's not going to be actually a slowdown, but it's annoying that I forgot. What was I? Yes, I need to do this. Probably need to water these soon. Did that one get the water? Yes. So do I have other stuff I need to do? I'm gonna have to get incinerators. But other than that, do I need money? Or can I go back to funneling it into the 7Z rewards? should probably skip funneling into 7Z rewards for now. I mean, I might just chuck the last few of these. Just to guarantee that they don't split out and cause problems. Oops, because it hit the floor first, it didn't go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not the best, not the worst. I might swap these guys to delivering to the refinery soon. Because I do need to collect more than just pink plorts. I should also put a market link in the cave so that I can sell stuff there. The only place that doesn't need a market link is this area and the lab. The lab doesn't need a market link. I'm also putting it there. I'm lazy. I don't need a market link in the lab area because that's just there to farm pink plorts. So I would never sell those ones for money, so it works out. I think I've unlocked market links, but I haven't built any yet. I really need to figure that out properly. Once I'm finished moving all these slimes, I'm gonna stop for today. I think I'm probably gonna leave the corral up in case I need it, instead of selling it and then potentially having to rebuild it. Rebuilding it would be annoying. Okay, only one left. I believe there's only one left. It's hard to actually judge, but... Nope, there's maybe two? There are two. Both are real. I'll grab all the phase lemons as well after this on the next run. Okay, I still wonder what this is. Yeah, it's only worth 93, yet I haven't even unlocked, seemingly, it seems to me like I haven't even unlocked the capability to collect that slime yet. Like, I'm not even able to interact with that type of slime. Is this empty? No. Last guy. And then I want more puddle slimes, but I don't really need them yet. I don't need them at all, but there, nice and happy. Not traumatized at all. Perfect 100. So all this stuff should be automatically delivered to sale or refinery. I'm gonna check in over here. Briefly make sure I water them. Water this guy. And water this guy. They're nice and happy. They're not low on food. I mean, they're low. They only have 10, but they have food. They're not struggling. This guy looks stuck. But no, he's just going really slow. I want to check the lab. Make sure the pink slimes are still working. Because if any of them are hungry, then these guys are not doing their job. Okay, they're fine. I might just need to increase the feeding rate if there's hungry ones. So let's switch these up by 1, see how it goes. I better have at least 3. Okay, good. I have 300 pink plorts. I mean, I think I don't need any more of any other type of plort in here. I might need gold plort for something. Dervish plorts are not plentiful. but like most of these recipes don't use more than like 6 rock plorts, 12 rock plorts, 12. It's a fair bit, but it's not. Pink plorts will forever be the limit. Well, the limiting factor. I need to funnel more honey plorts in though. I don't know what this does. I assume that's active, but oh yeah, I don't have Market Link. Like I haven't even found the thing that lets you use the Market Link. Interesting. Like I haven't even. It must be in a. Like my assumption is that it's in a treasure pod, and I just haven't found any that I need, like, or the one that I need. There's apparently a treasure pod in the ranch zone. Is it still the ranch if I exit from what I would consider the ranch? I don't know. Is the entire orange area considered the ranch? This is still the ranch, apparently. That's weird. They shouldn't still be labeling it as the ranch. Yeah, it's a dry reef. Which I'm missing 10. Because I haven't actually explored this area since I got any of the treasure crackers. So there's definitely a ton of... Oh, I need to get a... I need elder chickens to sacrifice to the incinerator for an achievement. Oop, these pink slimes. Guess I'll check very briefly over here for a treasure pod and then go back home. Because next time I will search for fire slimes and any other stuff in the glass desert. So I need a solar phenomena. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. I need a solar phenomenon in order to get the fire slimes, which will take a bit, I assume. Like, I assume it's nowhere near. I assume it's not uncommon, but I assume it's not like, oh, you visit and it's there instantly. Somewhere near here. Ah. Okay, so this is still the loop, right? Yeah, so I'll just follow the loop back, and then when I get back home, I'll stop. Oh. Okay, that's just a veggie patch. I kind of think it'd be pretty fun if this game had a, like, morality indicator of, like, how many poor little slimes did you chuck in the ocean at the end of, like, at some end point of the game? Not that there's an end, but there is, I think, a story end to the game. Where is this? Oh, it's this area that I went to once and then left after exploring briefly. I imagine there's probably treasure pods here. Ooh, if there's any puddle slimes, that would be useful. Shoot, they didn't die. I was really hoping they would drown to minimize the chances of tar slimes, but I can make this tar slime island. Just never kill any tar slimes here and have them eat everything. Okay. No treasure pods yet. I can't remember if there were any treasure pods here. Well, actually this is its own, that's still dry reef. No treasure pod there. Yeah, back home I go. It's a nice looking area. Okay. I guess I'm actually just gonna finish exploring this now that I've ended up on a path. I've definitely already explored this, right? Yeah. I don't think I actually followed the path previously, but If I climb that. I don't know what that is. It feels like it should be something. Ah, treasure pod. Yeah, the fact that it's a low tier treasure pod and I hadn't gotten it. Violet warp depot. Not what I need, but I hope there's nothing up there. So back home I go. To the safety of the ranch. And then resting for the first time in who knows how long in this game. I should probably make a corral just to get old chickens to sacrifice, but yeah, I think I want to swap this guy over to delivering. This is the food guy. Swap this guy from money to the refinery link. Because I need to get more honey components. Because I don't have enough honey. This is where I need to go next. I need to go grab all... No. I need to grab... I'm going to stop over here. I'm not even going to rest. I'm going to stop right by the teleporter so I don't forget that I need to grab all the stuff from the other end of this teleporter. But that's the end. Have a good day. Bye-bye.